Could the Heat keep Tyler Herro, boy wonder, in a potential Damian Lillard trade? I think it's more than possible. We discuss it on today's Heat Report show. I'm Nic Rohloff. Let's get right into it. So obviously Tyler Herro was the 13th pick in the 2019 NBA draft and has been a mainstay on this Miami Heat team while they've had so much success over the past 4 seasons. So could the Heat keep him? I'd want to, but the idea stemmed by Greg Sylvander, someone who covers the Miami Heat for 5 Reasons Sports Network. They put out some content on their platform, so go check them out too because they do a terrific job. And he kind of said this, and what Dunk Central, who just rebranded since they're getting so many parody accounts, I suppose, they aggregated it and said this is what Greg had to say. There was a potential pathway for the Heat to keep Tyler Herro in a Damian Lillard trade, and Sylvander put out a potential trade on how they would keep Tyler Herro. So I'll flash that trade for you guys right now. So in Greg's idea, the Heat are getting Damian Lillard, obviously, and Jusuf Nurkic, the center for the Portland Trail Blazers, who Joe Cronin has been pretty outward about wanting to get rid of with that 3-year, $54 million contract. They don't like that contract. They'd like to move off of it. So what the Blazers would get, instead of a potential Tyler Herro going to a third team, this is it. Just a 1-for-1. Mono versus mono, Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, Nikola Jovic, Jaime Jaquez Jr., 3 first-round picks, and 3 pick swaps as well. I know that's a lot, but you get to keep Tyler Herro in the deal, and what the Blazers are getting is they're getting 3 first-round picks because if you trade a 26 unprotected to OKC to lift the unprotections or lift the protections off the 2025 first-round pick they own from the Heat, then you'd be able to trade 24, 28, and 30. So you're sending 3 first-round picks, Jaquez Jr. and Nikola Jovic, so that equals 5 first-round picks, and you're also giving them Caleb Martin, who's got a first-round value, so that's now 6 first-round picks, and now you're also taking on Jusuf Nurkic, who is probably deducting a first-round pick as well, because his contract isn't so good, and they want to get him off their roster, so I think it's a more than fair deal, and it is a real possibility, so that's why we'll be discussing about Tyler Herro potentially staying. But one thing I do want to do is get more Heat fans to watch the Heat Report and subscribe. And the best way to do that is to share the video. And I know some of you guys have done your part in the past, and I want to continue to get that rolling. So if you click the share button, select the Twitter icon, click post to Twitter, and tag me at Nic_Rohloff on Twitter, you'll get a shout out on the next show, just like these guys right here. So these people weren't people who shared the video, but they were people who followed me on Twitter that I asked for last video. So I got to give some shout outs. Ralphie ABC, a real one, Deuce Davis, Chinry G, Ken World, Jiggy Tardust, DeAndre Wilson, Cole Zinger, Logan Aguirre, sorry if I said that wrong, Terrence F, starting new, and I said I would do the first 10 shout outs, but there was 2 more that I had to give a shout out to, Eddie Pinder and Andy Amigo. So when we ask you guys to do something and you'll get a shout out, just know we will shout you out on the next show. But let's get back to the Tyler Herro question at hand, because I'd absolutely love to be able to keep Tyler and acquire Damian Lillard. And it might be a dream scenario. I've always talked about how I've wanted to keep Nikola Jovic in a potential Damian Lillard deal, but I would love to keep Herro even more. And I have 4 main reasons why I'd want to keep Herro in a potential deal, and we're going to go through them and kind of highlight why Herro is so valuable to this Heat team and this Heat organization. Well, let's start with number 1 here, and it's the fact that he's a 20-point-per-game scorer, and he's only 23 years old. Not many players in the league can say they have that accomplishment underneath their belt at that young of an age. His career stats throughout the first 4 seasons so far. As a rookie, he was one of the best rookies in the association, averaged 13.5 points per game, shot pretty well from the field, and if you remember what he did in the bubble against the Boston Celtics, I just watched that game back the other day because I was kind of bored. Game 4, when Tyler Herro put the Heat up 3-1 against the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, dropped 37 in that game, one of the best performances in Herro's career. I absolutely loved it, and he's only gotten better. Won 6th Man of the Year in 2021, shot 20, and played very well this past season as well in the regular season. Unfortunate that he broke his hand in the first round of the postseason. I'll ask you guys this, though. We'll get more into what makes Tyler Herro such a special player in a bit here, but do you guys want to keep Tyler Herro, number 14, boy wonder? It's today's pinned comment, so scroll down and answer it for me in the comments section. I love reading your guys' comments and what you guys have to say about the Miami Heat, so type Y for yes, type N for no. Reason number 2, he's an elite three-point shooter, and I'm not saying that as a biased fan, which obviously I am. I love Tyler. I have like 3 Tyler Herro jerseys if we're just going to be completely honest with you. But those stats back it up. And if you look at his career three-point percentage thus far, in his rookie season, he shot 38.9%. And then he came back his next year and went a little down a little bit, 36%. But in that sixth man of the year, in 2021-22, he shot damn near 40% from 3, and that is just elite numbers of someone who puts up the amount of shots and the amount of volume that Tyler does. And this past year, it dipped a little bit, but he was still one of the best three-point shooters on the Miami Heat and in the league with 37.8% from the 3 ball. And it goes beyond that, realistically. He has great advanced shooting splits. You look at what he can do inside 10 feet. He shoots 57.6% from the field when he's inside that dotted line, inside that free throw line. He has a great floater game, and I think that is why he's able to shoot so well from the field. Inside 10 feet, he's able to make centers kind of stagger back. They freeze, and he's able to hit a floater over the top of them. In the pull-up game, in the mid-range, coming off of drop coverage, he shreds it, shooting 39% from that mid-range area. He does extremely well in the pick and roll, and the one number that I love the most is this one right here. 38.3% on catch and shoot three-pointers. That is terrific numbers and is something that could be so valuable on this Heat team if Damian Lillard comes to town, because Dame's going to get a lot of pressure from the defense and attention. Jimmy's going to get a lot of pressure and attention from that defense. So you're going to need guys to be able to hit, catch, and shoot three-pointers. And if Tyler can do it on 38.3% of the time, that is just elite numbers. And then one more number I had to point out for you guys. He is extremely confident shooting in that left corner 3 pocket, 50.9% from the field. These numbers are all from the past season where he shot an average 20 points per game. So he can do it effectively in the advanced shooting numbers as well as scoring 20 points per game. I tell you what, no one else is bringing you in-depth Miami Heat analysis like we are, and we're just doing it on one player today, Tyler Herro. So if you want more in-depth analysis, advanced shooting numbers, breakdowns of players on the Heat roster, make sure you hit that sub button and show me that you want that, because if you guys don't subscribe and you don't like the stuff we're going to do, I'm going to do something else, but show me you like what we're doing on today's video. Reason number 3, because he could dominate as a 4th option on this team, and he's been the 3rd option over the past 4 seasons behind Bam, behind Jimmy Butler. But I think he could take his game to another step when he's the 4th option, because guess what? Lesser volume equals more efficiency. So you might see his points per game dip from 20 to maybe 16 or 15 points per game, but he might shoot 48% from the field and 42% from 3. If you think about it from a defensive perspective and why this would make sense for Herro to do so, Dame is going to command the best perimeter defender, the best wing defender that the opposing team will have. You know who's going to command number 2? Jimmy Butler. So if you have Dame, Herro, Jimmy, and Bam on the same team, the Herro is going to be guarded by the opposing team's worst defender almost every single time, and Herro can barbecue chicken him, or maybe he'll just get wide open looks when Dame draws to, when Jimmy draws to, when Bam draws to. Tyler Herro is a dangerous 3rd option already, averaging 20 a game, right? So what could he do as the 4th option? His points per game might go down, but his efficiency will skyrocket, and the Heat offense will be even better. I'm telling you, it could be a dangerous time in the 305. 4th reason, Tyler Herro loves Miami. He bleeds Heat culture. He might not be the best defender, I know that, but he loves playing for the Heat. He loves being a Heatle, and he wants to stay in Miami. And if you haven't seen what Heat Twitter has been ablaze about over the past couple days, it's this man right here, Chef Trilly Austin, one of the best Heat Twitter follows out there, so follow him as well. He always cracks me up on Twitter. He's been a known Tyler Herro disliker, I should say, in the way he plays, but they've kind of connected on Twitter over the last couple of days, which has been absolutely hilarious to see. They've DM'd over Twitter. Herro's jumped in Trilly's spaces. It's pretty funny to see. But message sent to Trilly from Herro. Regardless of what's said, you know I love Miami in the city. I rep the city more than anyone. It's home either way it goes, my boy. I appreciate y'all. Man, that fires me up, man. That makes me want to keep Herro. He's a homegrown player. 13th overall pick in that 2019 draft. I was clamoring. I remember I was in college watching the NBA draft right in the summer with some of my buddies, and I'm sitting here at 13, we're playing cards. We're playing poker, if I'm going to be blatantly honest with you guys. And the Heat come up to pick. I say, pause the hand. Let's watch this pick. I hope it's Tyler Herro. It's Herro. I stand up and start screaming and running around the house because I was so excited that we took Tyler, and it's proved dividends. And I would love to be able to keep him. And if the Heat got over that championship hump and won a ring without Herro, it would be a little sad in knowing that he couldn't get it done with Miami. And that's why I wish my pipe dream could be to have these four on the same team. Damian Lillard at the 1, Tyler Herro at the 2, Jimmy at the 3, Bam at the 5, fill in the rest of the roster. I don't give two shits. This would be absolutely electrifying to watch, and I would be glued to my television all 82 games, and then we'd talk another 16 or 17 games in the postseason. I'll say this, though. We got to be realists here, and I'm not going to go over the moon saying this team would be the greatest team of all time. It would be pretty damn close to one of the best offensive teams of all time. I'll say that. But one downside of having these guys is that a backcourt of Tyler Herro and Damian Lillard would be the worst defensive backcourt in the NBA. Let's just call a spade, right? Like, these two aren't good defenders, and that's been one knock on Herro in his career, is that he's not been able to play good defense in the perimeter. He's kind of barbecue chicken himself. I know I used the analogy earlier with him on the offensive end, but Herro's not the best defender. And newsflash to you as well, if you guys didn't know this, but Damian Lillard is also not a good defender. So Herro and Dame in the backcourt would be absolutely electrifying on the offensive end, but their defensive ability would lack. So you would need Jimmy, Bam, and whoever is on that fourth or area in that power forward role on the same time. They would need to be someone who is good defensively to try to mask up for the Herro and Dame backcourt. So that's just one thing that I wanted to mention, is that even though it would be very fun to watch them on offense and they'd be very, very good, I just know for a fact it would be kind of frustrating to watch them defensively at times because they play quicker guards. To say, like, they play Steph Curry, they play a De'Aaron Fox, they play SGA. I know those are Western Conference guards, but you play them and try to defend them in the backcourt, it might get ugly. It's just one downside for the Miami Heat if they were to keep Herro, Dame, Jimmy, and Bam. That's going to do it for today's show. Obviously, I asked you guys to follow me on Twitter yesterday. I appreciate the 12, 15 people who have done so. I'm going to keep on asking you guys to do it because I want to grow my social media following, because then I'll get more people to watch the Heat Report and we'll create a larger fan base here on YouTube, which is the ultimate goal. So if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter. I'm talking Miami Heat basketball every day, so there's no downside for you to follow me. You might even get news from the Heat organization first from me. So follow me at Nic_Rohloff.